Welcome back to Just Gist TV, the home of bold revelations, untold secrets, and the stories Nollywood wishes would stay buried. Before we dive into today's firestorm, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now because what you're about to hear is deeper, louder, and hotter than anything you've seen this week. Let's begin. The entire internet has been in chaos since that 12-second video dropped. Just 12 seconds, yet it has created shockwaves so strong that movie sets paused, group chats froze, and Instagram comments turned into battlefield zones. The video shows Brian Okwara, model, actor, public favorite, standing face-to-face with Maurice in what looks like a parking lot outside a movie studio. The camera shakes, the audio is muffled, but one thing is painfully clear: Brian's anger was not acting. Not this time. For the first 3 seconds, fans thought it was a movie scene. The lighting felt dramatic, the tension felt scripted, and Maurice's stance looked like something pulled straight from an action thriller. But then Brian raised his voice, saying something about respect, boundaries, and not dragging Sonia into anything anymore. That was when everybody realized this wasn't a rehearsal. This wasn't promotion. This wasn't Nollywood magic. Something real had snapped. And the most shocking part: Brian looked like a man making his final stand, someone who had already made a decision in his mind. Many viewers pointed out how he kept repeating, "This is the last time," as though he was closing a chapter and stepping into a new life entirely. People began to ask, why Sonia Uche? Why now? And what exactly pushed Brian Okwara to confront Maurice so intensely when the two actors have always maintained a polite, professional respect for each other? But the public doesn't know the backstory. The whispers began months ago, long before this viral video turned theories into hysteria. We at Just Gist TV have pieced the entire puzzle together, and today, you will get the full story, unfiltered, unvarnished, and straight to the heart of the matter. Remember, you're watching Just Gist TV, so if you haven't subscribed yet, do that right away because things are about to get even hotter. To understand why this confrontation happened, we have to rewind to the beginning of the year when Sonia Uche, Maurice and Brian Okwara were all working on different film projects that somehow ended up colliding behind the scenes. While the public saw polished trailers, glossy photos, and cute behind-the-scenes clips, insiders saw tension building slowly like a pressure cooker no one wanted to open. Sonia Uche has always been a professional, focused, reserved, and extremely careful about her public image. So when people started linking her emotionally to both Maurice and Brian Okwara, she didn't address it. She didn't feed it. She didn't confirm or deny anything. Instead, she stayed quiet, focusing on her roles and her brand. But that silence created a vacuum that fans filled with theories, edits, predictions, and assumptions. Maurice, with his charming personality and friendly closeness to his female co-stars, became an easy target for rumors. Every video with Sonia was turned into a romantic clip. Every glance was slowed down. Every laugh was exaggerated by fans who wanted a storyline that didn't exist. But Brian Okwara is not someone who gets swallowed by trends. For years, he has been consistent, calm, and entirely in control of his public image. Which is why his involvement in the Sonia narrative shocked many. But insiders say the tension between the two men had been simmering for months, not because of romance, but because of repeated accusations that Maurice was using Sonia-related buzz to inflate his publicity, especially when his new projects were dropping. Was Maurice doing this intentionally? Was he riding on Sonia's popularity? Or was this just fan imagination getting out of hand? That is where the conflict began. According to sources close to the situation, Brian felt the entire drama was unnecessary and harmful to Sonia's peace. He believed it was affecting her work, placing pressure on her, and pulling her name into conversations she didn't ask for. Sonia, being the private person she is, reportedly tried to address things quietly, hoping the rumors would pass. But instead, it grew into something bigger. Comment sections became toxic. Fans began choosing teams. And every new movie featuring Sonia and Maurice was immediately twisted into a romantic narrative. Brian, protective by nature, had been speaking privately with Maurice for weeks. Calm conversation. Gentle warnings. Friendly reminders. But Maurice allegedly brushed it off, telling Brian he couldn't control how fans interpreted things and that he had done nothing wrong. That answer didn't sit well. Especially because Maurice continued posting playful behind-the-scenes clips that fed the narrative more, even though he didn't mean harm. It was fun content for him. But for Brian, it was adding fuel to a fire Sonia was trying to put out. Then came the breaking point, a recent editing clip posted by a fan page showing Sonia and Maurice in a romantic scene from an upcoming movie. The clip was harmless, but the caption was wild, claiming the two actors were secretly dating and had pushed Brian aside. This post spread like wildfire, and for the first time, fans dragged Sonia harshly. They accused her of toying with men, playing both sides, and even manipulating her co-stars. This was the moment things went from messy to unacceptable. Brian reportedly called Maurice, asking him to help calm things down by addressing the rumors. But sources say Maurice laughed it off, saying fans would talk regardless and it wasn't his job to fix it. Brian didn't find that funny. Not one bit. And that brings us back to the viral video, the 12 seconds that changed everything. The confrontation captured wasn't random. It was the result of a long emotional build-up, months of silence, miscommunication, public pressure, and private frustration. Brian's statement, "This is the last time," wasn't about Maurice alone. It was about everything. The noise. The rumors. The misunderstandings. Even his own presence in the drama. For weeks, Brian had been preparing for a move abroad. Insiders claim he already secured a long-term relocation plan, possibly for work or a new chapter in his career or personal life. He didn't want to leave Nigeria with unfinished baggage or public misconceptions surrounding his name or Sonia's. He wanted clarity. He wanted closure. And he wanted peace for Sonia. People close to him say Brian has been exhausted by the constant online scrutiny. Every time Sonia trends, his name gets dragged into it. Every time Maurice posts content with her, someone tags Brian. Every time there is a YouTube commentary, Brian's expressions get analyzed like a detective case. The man simply had enough. Maurice Sam, on the other hand, reportedly felt blindsided by the confrontation. Those who know him insist Maurice wasn't trying to hurt anyone. He's friendly by nature, expressive on camera, and charming in interviews. He wasn't intentionally feeding any narrative. He wasn't chasing clout. He was simply enjoying the fun social media ecosystem that comes with being a Nollywood actor in high demand. But intention doesn't erase impact. And in this case, the impact was heavy, so heavy that Nollywood insiders are calling this one of the biggest unplanned confrontations the industry has seen in years. Now, about the travel rumors. Is Brian truly leaving the country for good? Is this really his last act before stepping away from Nollywood noise? Multiple sources confirm yes, he is traveling very soon. Whether permanently or temporarily is unclear. But what is clear is that he wants distance. Space. A break from the constant tension and misinterpretations. Some say he has been planning this for months. Others say the recent online pressure pushed him to move faster. Whatever the truth is, Brian Okwara seems ready for a clean slate. But the real question remains. Is all of this a show for relevance? The critics shouting, "Publicity stunt," seem to forget one thing: nothing about that confrontation looked staged. Brian didn't look like a man performing. Maurice didn't look like someone acting. And Sonia, who has stayed silent since the video leaked, does not benefit from being thrown into unnecessary drama. If this was PR, it would be the most chaotic and unwise strategy ever created. This was not a stunt. This was real human emotion caught on camera. Fans are still debating. Nollywood is still buzzing. And Sonia's silence is making people even more curious. But here at Just Gist TV, we will continue following this story until the final truth comes out. So if you haven't subscribed yet, now is the time. Hit that subscribe button, join our community, and stay locked in because more revelations are coming soon. Thank you for watching Just Gist TV. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, we've got more breaking stories unfolding behind the scenes.